Hey guys, welcome back to the video series. My name is Tom from Flexibility is Freedom, and we are building a passive income business with affiliate marketing. In this fifth episode, I want to put together some of the pieces that we've been talking about in the first four episodes and also give you an overview of the business model. So up until now, we've had four episodes. Episode 1 was about finding your reason or finding your why. Why do you want to build passive income? Episode 2 was about expectations, how long it generally takes to build a website and how long it might take to get to our target, which is $500 a month. Episode 3 talked about affiliate marketing, an overview of what it is, what it's not. Episode 4 talked about search engines, primarily Google, and we talked about a little bit of the history of search engines, why we need them, and sort of what makes Google stand out versus its competitors. So in this fifth episode, we're going to put these pieces together, and I'm going to summarize what we've talked about, as well as give you an overview of how this business is going to work. All right, so just to summarize, episode 1 was about purpose. So you should have some kind of mission statement. I want to build passive income because X, Y, Z reason. In episode 2, we highlighted what is our target and timeline. So for this course, my target is going to be $500 a month, which I think is a reasonable target for a beginner within a time frame of 1 year. And ideally, we'll be able to hit that, within 6 to 12 months, ideally. In episode 3 and 4, we talked about the two primary drivers of our business, one being search engine optimization, which is going to drive traffic, and the other being affiliate marketing, which is going to drive revenue. Okay, so I want to focus this episode on the business model itself and how it actually works. So as you can see, really the two major things you need in this business, in really any digital asset, is one, you need traffic. You need a source of traffic, and two, you need to find a way to monetize it. And that's true whether you're a YouTuber, a blogger, you're on Instagram, TikTok, whatever media format you choose, you really need these two things, right? One, I need traffic, but traffic by itself is no good unless you have some way to monetize it. All right, so our primary traffic source is going to be SEO, primarily from Google, as we talked about, and our primary monetization method is affiliate marketing. That is helping brands and companies sell their products and earning a commission in the process. So I'm going to explain why we've chosen these two combinations. There are other combinations of traffic and monetization out there, but I'm going to talk about why this particular combination works nicely and is very suitable for beginners. So if we look at the landscape in terms of traffic, and I just kind of ripped this image from Google Images, you can see SEO here is only one of the ways that a website can get traffic. There are plenty of others, and some not listed in this image, including you can do paid ads on Google, as well as the other social media networks. You can do social media posts, right? You can do social media ads. You can build an email list and have subscribers. You can send them your content so they can read it. You can get traffic from other websites. The list goes on. Referrals, direct visits, word of mouth. There are a lot of other potential avenues for you to focus on in terms of building traffic. So why are we focusing on SEO? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One is it's fairly low cost. And when I say low cost, I don't mean that, some people say it's free. It's not really free. It's free from the standpoint that if you have the knowledge and expertise in terms of knowing how to rank for a keyword, once you get that content built out, there is no additional cost for you to maintain your ranking. I would think of it as a fixed cost rather. So you spend time in the beginning, creating content, potentially getting some links to that content, and once your content is ranking for your desired keyword and maybe a few other keywords, the additional cost required to maintain that is pretty much zero, right? Obviously, the world's a bit more complicated than that, but that's generally true. So there's no variable cost. Contrast that with, you want to run a Google AdSense campaign. You're continuously putting money in order to get those clicks. And the minute that you stop putting money into that campaign, you will no longer get traffic, right? So that is a completely variable source of traffic from a variable cost perspective. The second thing is it's a very stable, and it's kind of related to that first pro, is it's a stable and it's a long-term source of traffic. So, once you have that SEO traffic going, we can feel free to go and build some of those other sources of traffic, such as social media, building an email list, potentially doing Google AdWords or doing Facebook ads. Those are all avenues, but SEO is really the foundational part of your traffic strategy. So it is a foundation, which is why I have this image here. And once you have that coming to your traffic, or coming to your website rather, we can actually then start to put our budget and put our resources into building other sources of traffic, which are going to be, require different strategies, of course. And the last thing is, it's a very simple method. Unlike things such as running Facebook ads and Google ads, which do require more expertise, you really need to know a bit more of what you're doing. Again, because you're spending money on a variable basis, so it's easy to spend a lot of money and not get the results that you want. Whereas SEO for beginners is, it's hard to spend too much money, right? Because you're not paying Google for ad space. You're simply trying to get your content to rank. So in that sense, it's a lot simpler. Now let's talk about affiliate marketing. And as I mentioned in a previous video, in the one on affiliate marketing, the way I see it is, there's a spectrum of monetization options. And, this is not comprehensive. There are so many other ways that you can monetize these days, whether it's sponsors or, selling your own products, there's a whole spectrum. But generally speaking, this is true, which is the lower the effort, the lower the payout, right? And I think that's true of a lot of things in life as well. But you can see here the lowest effort and lowest payout is simply display ads. And this is true for YouTubers as well. I can put ads on my videos or ads on my content, and YouTube will pay me a certain percentage of what they earn on those. But typically that's a very low payout. The second is this medium effort, medium payout, which is kind of what we're going for, which is recommending certain products and brands. But the challenge there is that your audience needs to have some level of trust in what you recommend before they feel comfortable going and actually buying those products. So that's why we say it's a medium effort endeavor, and it comes with a medium payout. It's going to pay you a lot better than ads, but it's not going to be quite as lucrative as selling your own type of products. And that's the last one here. So again, people on YouTube do this, on Instagram, which is going and creating your own brand, or creating your own line of products that you can then sell to your audience. And as you can imagine, that's a much higher effort source, and you'd have to manage that channel appropriately, to manage the distribution, manage the marketing and the manufacturing. So that's why it comes with a much higher payout. Now, what I really want to highlight is, why are we doing SEO plus affiliate marketing? Because there are other sort of combinations that do work, but perhaps may not be as suitable for the beginner level. So as we said before, SEO is very low cost, right? It's typically a fixed cost type of campaign. It's very stable, and it should be the foundation of your website. Affiliate marketing is a medium effort, medium payout monetization route. And when you combine the two, what you get is, a low cost, stable traffic that's going to be delivering recurring commissions. And the end result really is, what we care about is it makes a decent chunk of change, at the beginner level, without sort of any sophisticated, marketing models, or, trying to upsell people or cross, you don't need to do any of that fancy, more the e-commerce side. We're just trying to get people to come onto our website, click a button or click a link, go to, Amazon, for example, or go to Sephora, and then those guys are going to take care of the visitors, right? Those guys basically are, continuously optimizing their pages, trying to get, products to move off the shelves. So they know what they're doing. All we're doing is handing them the visitor and then saying, hey, give me a commission for everybody that actually makes a purchase. So in that sense, it's much simpler. Now, we can contrast this with some other models that potentially could work, and certainly there are people using these. So the other is, if you were to do SEO this actually is this is right, yeah. So if you were to do SEO with display ads, would end up netting you sort of a low payout type of business model. And then the reason for that is, SEO is good for giving you a decent chunk of traffic, right? It still takes some time to build up. The downside is that display ads is actually very low payout. And what might be nice for display ads would be something that gives you, something like a social media campaign that gives you thousands and thousands of clicks. If you have sort of a viral post, or you have sort of, a website that has, like memes, or something that's just has that viral aspect where people just want to come to your website and just look at something. And that's where display ads could be powerful if you have, hundreds of thousands, even millions of traffic, millions of visits per month. That would be something that would be, things like celebrity news, for example. But for what we're after, we really want people, a certain type of audience who are either looking for a product to buy or they have a certain problem. So it's a bit more targeted. Display ads is kind of neutral to the audience, right? The audience could be anybody, right? They could be looking at cat videos, and you hit them with a display ad, and then you make, a tenth of a cent or something per visit, or something like that. So that's why this model, it's not quite suitable. It could be fine-tuned to be pretty profitable, but generally it's not as beginner friendly. And the second one I would contrast this to, once this goes away, is, if you were to run ads, and when I say ads, I mean Google ads. If you were to run Google ads with affiliate marketing, now this is actually something that some affiliates do. It's a bit more complicated. And the reason for that is you have a cost for every, potential visitor that comes to your website, right? So let's say you're paying $1, $2 to Google for every visit that you get. So then you need to calculate in your head, or on a spreadsheet, obviously, you need to calculate, well, how many visitors do I need to actually get a sale at this merchant, right? Because I now have a variable cost to my traffic. I need to make sure it's worthwhile for me to actually do this. So this really means the only types of affiliate marketing you can do is very high paying offers. So think things like, hosting, or things like, high-end credit cards, or some sort of luxury item or software, or something that's going to pay you, maybe $50, $100 per sale. And that's going to make it worthwhile, because you're spending, $1 to $2 perhaps for every visit. And not every visitor is going to convert, right? It might take 20 visitors to get one sale, for example. So that's something that I think more sophisticated affiliates are doing. And I just don't think it's great for beginners, just because, you can blow a lot of money on ads and not get the results that you want. And the other thing is, with some merchants, they are pretty strict on, how you use advertising. They don't want you to compete with them on branded keywords. So if you had a merchant, let's just take Amazon, for example, they don't want you to be bidding on the words Amazon or buy from Amazon or whatever, because that drives up their marketing cost. And so if they catch you doing that, they can actually ban your account. And so that's another thing to be careful with. So the people who are doing this, they have to be super careful. They're not, going against the terms of service with the merchants that they're working with. Okay, so enough about that. Let's wrap up the video, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about how to think about an online business. And this meant just to be the beginning of that conversation. So when I first started, this business, I wasn't thinking like this. I was really thinking more like a linear path. I was thinking, okay, people come to my website, and they kind of click around, and then they end up buying something, right? Sounds pretty simple, but in reality, it's more like a funnel. It's more sort of three-dimensional if you want to think about it that way. So the way that, we're going to talk about this business going forward is in terms of a customer funnel, or you can call it a sales funnel. And I just kind of ripped this again from Google Images. Kind of looked pretty, and it's got some decent sort of bits of information. We're just going to concentrate on the big stuff. So at the start of the funnel, you have people who are browsing. They're kind of poking around. They're not sure what they want. And again, 75% are looking for information. I mean, the percentage, I don't know where they're getting that from, but the key thing is that these are people, they're seeking information. They want to know more about a product. They want to know more about, their problem. Like, for example, I have a skincare website. So at this stage, the visitors are saying, hey, I have a problem. I have, acne, or I have scarring, or I have hyperpigmentation, or I have something. And I want to know, how do I get rid of it? How do I, make my skin look better? All that stuff. So at this stage, people would come to your website, and and you want to be giving them some sort of resource, some sort of tutorial, some kind of blog post or video guide, and that's going to help, something to help solve their problem. And then once they know, okay, this is what I need to do, the next stage is they're doing sort of shopping around or comparison, right? They're trying to understand, okay, this guy or girl kind of knows what they're talking about. I have a little bit more trust in what they're saying. Let me take a look at what they recommend for solving this problem. So again, with skincare, it could be I need a certain product, or I need to go see a dermatologist. I need to go, change my lifestyle in a certain way, right? It could be a lot of different things. And the last part is now they're kind of have done this comparison or shopping around section, and now they're ready to take action. Now they're saying, okay, I'm at that point where I want to fix this problem. I want to do something. So now this is, again, we're talking about, this is sort of a trust flow, right? From the top to the bottom, people are trusting your brand more or trusting your content more. And the people that get to the bottom are the people who say, okay, this sounds like a good deal, or this sounds like something I want to do. Those are the people that become a customer, right? And in our case, it's a bit different. We don't really have customers because, again, we're referring people to like an Amazon. So at this point, people were going to say, I'm going to go to Amazon and check it out, right? They go to Amazon. If they like it, they're going to go buy that product, or they're going to buy something else. So this is sort of the funnel that is is a key element of our online business, and I just think it's a good thing to introduce at this stage. And this is a simpler one that I kind of put together and in one of my old blog posts, and it's a similar idea, right? At the top of the funnel, we have information. Information is key. So people are searching, how do I do this, right? How to do this? What is this? Why do I get, acne or something like that? And then what we want to match that with is something that's good for high traffic. So something like display ads, right? Like we talked about, display ads are very low payout, but they're good if you have a lot of traffic. So for things that are of an informational nature, tutorials, video guides, that sort of stuff, display ads can work. The next stage is really what we're focusing mostly on, and it's going to drive most of our revenue, is when people are shopping around on the internet and they're saying, what are the best, steam, pressure washers or something like that, right? Or they're saying, hey, what's a good review? I want to read someone's review about a certain product, and that's where affiliate marketing comes in, right? People are actually looking to buy something, or they're maybe just browsing at the moment, and you are going to promote certain products, or you're going to recommend certain products that are actually pretty good for what kind of problem that they have. And at the bottom of the funnel is, I put coupon keywords here, but really it means sort of e-commerce keywords, right? People want to say, I want to buy something now. I want to buy now. I'm looking for a coupon. I want, where can I buy this in Canada, for example, because I live in Canada. And we're not really touching this as much. This would be more like coupon websites, e-commerce websites. So we're not really competing there. But again, that just shows you that at this point in the funnel, it's a much smaller market, right? Like if there were 1,000 people looking for the best something, only maybe 10 to 20 or 100, it's a fraction of that original market that actually make it down here. So it gets a lot more competitive here, where all the e-commerce players are trying to get those keywords, right? People that are actually going to buy something. Again, that's why we like it here in the affiliate world. It's a bit broader, right? We have a bit more space to play with, a bit more traffic, but we get paid a bit more than display ads, right? If you compete completely here, you really need to bank it in the traffic segment in order to make these display ads work out. So this is just another way to look at, okay, 1, 2, 3, we got our monetization routes, and sort of 1, 2, 3, we have our sort of not necessarily traffic sources, because these would all be SEO, but this would be the types of SEO traffic. So hopefully that makes sense. And in future videos, I'll try to clarify that and talk more about why we're targeting affiliate keywords, and I'm going to also show you when we do the SEO research, what kind of keywords we like, and aside from best and review, there's a bunch of other types of keyword that people are probably not noticing. It really depends on your niche. All right, so just a teaser for the next couple of videos. We're going to start our industry and our niche research, and so in this section, we're not going to jump straight to building the website yet. Don't get your wallet out and buy hosting or something like that. We're going to really put in the time and research, because that's really one of the key things for building a successful business. You have to do your research, make sure your business plan is solid. And again, we're going to adjust that over time, but we want to make sure we go into an industry that has certain types of qualities and features, and you might be surprised the types of things that we're looking for. So I'm going to cover those in a future video. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you soon.